And we're live on YouTube on Real Talk. Thank you very much for joining me. If you do bother to join me, hi. It's been a while. I've been working on a few bits and pieces on Facebook with my campaign against housing associations. Hope you checked out my last video on that. Got a couple of things in the pipeline with Average Steve. If you haven't subscribed to Average Steve yet, go and check the guy out. He's freaking amazing. So, without further ado, with that being said, let me clean this lens. Okay, so, I keep saying so. I need to stop saying so. It's a bad habit. Okay. My route in particular, the bus I drive, we're not going all the way to Oxford Circus. Okay, we're not doing it because the local council in that area, Westminster, have agreed with TfL, which is Transport for London, to close Bridge Street. And for those who are unfamiliar with Bridge Street, it's the road that is at the end of Westminster Bridge that goes by the Houses of Parliament, which leads on to Parliament Square. Okay, they've closed that off. And the reason why they've closed it off is so they can install new security measures. Okay, so excuse me, I'm out of breath for a change. I don't normally get out of breath, but I'm running slightly late, so I'm having to get a wiggle on. Whew. So the local council and TfL have shut off the road to install new security measures at Bridge Street, and rightfully so too, because I think the last thing anyone wants is another maniac driving his car over the bridge onto Bridge Street and into the Houses of Parliament, where he then gets out and stabs someone. I think that's the last thing anyone wants, really. So that is my interpretation of the reasoning. I could be wrong. However, it is for security installations, that I can say. But this is going on until the 14th of December. It's going to take over a month. So what's going on with that? Is not all routes are being curtailed. And the word curtail means cut back. Not all routes are being cut back. My route is being cut back. So, done it again there. I'm only going as far as the south side of Westminster Bridge, which is the Parliament Square curtailment point. Now, I'm well aware that Parliament Square is on the north side of the river. However, the official curtailment point, in order for me to go around Parliament Square, or the closest bus stop to Parliament Square, is on the south side of the river by the hospital. Therefore, I will be showing Parliament Square. The problem is with TfL, is because they like to mess with people, is what TfL like to do. Because they want buses to show Whitehall. And the inside of the bus, the internal announcement system, is telling passengers Whitehall. Now, we can't get down Whitehall the way we normally would. And when we do get onto Whitehall, to turn right onto it and turn an immediate right to come back off of it, there's no bus stop at all to let people off. And people are getting quite humpy because I try and cover myself every 5 or 10 minutes while I'm driving. I know it gets annoying hearing the sound of my voice, but I will put an announcement out saying very good morning or good afternoon or good evening, everyone. This is a reminder for all passengers. This bus, all 12s until the 14th of December, will be stopping. The internal message does say Whitehall, however, there is nowhere to let people off the bus. And majority of people are grateful for that. And if people ask me why you're not going to Parliament Square, I will say to them, because the official curtailment point for Parliament Square is actually on the south side of the river. And you know, providing you're polite and you're articulate and you let people know what's going on, 99% of people are very responsive to good information. However, there are a select few people who don't pay attention at all when you tell them exactly what's going on, and they don't like it very much. Let me put the flash on. Flash! Ah. Is this thing gonna work? Where's the flash option? Oh. Oh no. Oh wow. I can see me falling over. The leaves are quite slippery. Oh nice. Nope, that's the other one. YouTube have taken away my ability to use a flash. This is unacceptable. This will not do. So okay, it's going to get quite dark. But passengers, you have a responsibility too. Hi. You have a responsibility too. You need to pay attention to what it says at the front of the bus. If you're not sure where the bus is going, by all means ask the driver. That's what we're there for. You know, we're there to give you the information you need to get to where you want to go to. If we know of any other way of you getting to where you need to go to, we will tell you. It's not a problem. But you do need to pay attention to what it says at the front of the bus first and foremost. If you're visually impaired, you know, if you can't see, if you have any other kind of disability that the driver may not be aware of, just let the driver know. Say, look, I'm trying to get to such and such. You know, can you tell me the best way to get there? Or are you going all the way? The driver will say no. And then he or she will give you advice or directions on how to get there. So if you're not sure, always ask. If this is on subtitles and, you know, you're someone who is deaf reading this, you know, try your hardest, you know, to ask the driver. Especially if you're good at lip reading, because unfortunately drivers, we can't sign. I wish we could, you know. But if you can communicate with the driver, you know, and the driver can communicate back to you, you know, and we will try our best to let you know exactly where you're going. We do try, but a lot of passengers need to try and pay attention to where they're going. Don't just look at a bus, see a bus number, then automatically assume that is going exactly where you need it to go. You need to read it, you need to hear it, you need to ask the driver, because sometimes you can't see or hear, you know, even if you need help from someone else, because you can always ask another passenger to let you know what's going on. You know, a little bit of communication goes a very, very long way. So, you know, please pay attention, because a lot of my colleagues are actually getting complaints. Some of it is their own fault though. So now I'm going to swing it round. This is going out towards my colleagues who don't do their job correctly. Okay? Because if I see, if I get a curtailment like I have now for the rest of the month, which says Parliament Square, all right, but the inside of the bus says Whitehall, and the driver knows there is no safe place on Whitehall whatsoever to let his passengers off, he should do what he's supposed to do and terminate the bus at the hospital, which is what I'm doing. Sorry, I can't read these comments at the moment because it's too dark and I've not got my glasses on. You know, so the drivers, what they're doing is they're actually taking passengers to Whitehall to find that they can't open the doors anywhere. But of course, what happens then is the driver that was in front that terminated at the hospital, you see, who done his job correctly, is having people complain about him because they got on the bus behind, which took them to Whitehall, to find that they couldn't get off the bus anywhere. So there's actually 2 complaints going in, and it's entirely the fault of the driver behind, who managed to pick these drivers up, these passengers up. So, you know, drivers, do your job properly. You know what's going on. use a bit of common sense if it is common at all anymore. Passengers, please, please pay attention to where you're going. If you have any doubt at all about what is happening or where you're going, please ask the driver. We are here to help. Anyway, that being said, I'm gonna go. Wish everyone has an absolutely fantastic day.